Hi, my name's Todd McKinnis. I've been in Edmond since 1981. I recently served as the chairman of the GO Bond Task Force, where 25 Edmond citizens were asked by the Edmond City Council to consider what might be a method to fund a lot of infrastructure, great projects, and good public safety for our community to keep us moving forward in the way we've always come to expect Edmond to be. So in August, the City Council identified road projects, public safety project, and quality of life projects. And the reason they chose a GO bond, it's a general obligation bond. It's a methodology for the city to raise money other than through sales tax to have resources in order to address needs in our community. Edmond historically, in their annual survey of citizens, says traffic is the number one problem in our community. So the most important element of the general obligation bond program is infrastructure. The total GO bond is $231 million. $151 million of that is for roads, infrastructure improvements to make our city safer for pedestrians and cars and make traffic move more smoothly through our town. The second item is quality of life projects, $70 million, including $25 million to redo Mitch Park, which was built in 1995 and hasn't really had a significant modification since. Another $10 million to inject new life and new activity and new upgrades to the soccer complex. Another $8 million is for the creation of a Veterans Memorial off 33rd Street. And then the final element of the GO bond is $10 million to build a new fire station. Edmond wants to replace their oldest fire station, which is fire station number 3, which is on Danforth, just west of Kelly. It's outdated. It doesn't allow for the fire trucks to come back in through the building like every other station. And so when they go on their calls every day, they have to stop traffic on Danforth and back into the facility. In addition, it's not suitable for co-ed employees or firefighters, and that's a problem in today's society. So they identified a piece of property on Kelly just south of Danforth to build a new fire station, and so that's $10 million of it. So the question comes, well, why support the GO bond? Well, the easiest answer is we have the opportunity to invest in our community to continue to develop a great quality of life that we have here. Edmond is blessed in so many ways. We have a community that people want to move here. We have great schools and low crime and property values that continue to escalate. And so for me, my desire is to continue to invest in what our future looks like. Edmond has a long history of investing and making great decisions that have benefited our community for years. The average property in Edmond has tripled in value since 2000. That's the benefit of having a town where people want to come and live and buy our homes or build new homes here. So for us to maintain that great quality of life, that great infrastructure that we have, and the wonderful police and fire support that we have to continue to invest. And up until now, the only method that Edmond has really ever used to fund projects is through sales tax. And sales tax is a wonderful method, but it's limited in what we can do and how we can move forward. So there's pretty much an understanding that the projects that have been identified, the road projects at Air Depot from I-35 to Covell, are significant. The projects on 15th Street between Boulevard and Broadway, on Danforth between Holly Hill Road and Thomas Drive. Projects all around our town will allow us to improve our infrastructure. Right now we have a CIP tax, it's a sales tax, and it was approved in 2000. And while it was approved to do many quality of life projects, it's turned out to where we have tapped that fund to the tune of $120 million to just maintain roads. So the infrastructure element of the GO bond would include another $5 million a year to address regular overlay projects throughout our community. The fire station's obviously needed. And nothing gets more attention in Edmond than the quality of life, the great parks that we have, and the wonderful sports we have for our youth, for our children and our grandchildren. And included in the quality of life in the parks is $6 million to go in and redo 13 different neighborhood parks by refurbishing the playground equipment and adding new equipment to make these neighborhood parks what they've always been to now and need to be upgraded going forward. So there's some opposition to the idea of the GO bond, and I have to admit, nobody likes new taxes, and this is a new tax. Your property tax will go up about 14%. But we have to know that our property values are going up exponentially at the same time. So the idea of having to invest in our future is a problem because people don't like to pay taxes, but they enjoy the benefits of having a great quality of life and wonderful roads and great police and fire coverage. So I understand that's an objection, but the reality of it is, in order for us to continue to have appreciating property values and all these wonderful things we enjoy, we're going to have to pay for that to go forward. Edmond's the only city anywhere near its size in the state of Oklahoma that doesn't have a GO bond program. We're the only ones that have chosen to use sales tax as the only method to fund stuff going forward. And it's at a point now where we can't sustain that going forward. We have too much land and too many infrastructure needs that we have to have an alternate means of financing our projects, like every other community in Oklahoma has done our size. The second objection we hear a lot is, like I mentioned a minute ago, hey, why can't we just fund it with sales tax? Why is that person, that guy or girl, going to bear the burden for the cost? And I think the answer is simple. The landowner is the one that's benefiting from the increased property values going forward. That's a big deal. If we don't ask the landowner to participate, then our largest corporate landowners that take our profits from their business and take them back out of our city won't pay anything. Sam's, Target, Lowe's, Home Depot, all of these corporate citizens built buildings here and paid a building permit fee when they started and haven't contributed directly anything else to our community's coffers, but yet they have significant needs for police and fire coverage. They need the infrastructure so their customers can get to their business, and they need to have a quality of community that citizens come and shop at their stores. And they've had an incredible benefit in the property value increase that they've had. So while sales tax sounds nice, and we can have people come into our community and leave sales tax dollars here and leave, it doesn't allow the opportunity for those that benefit the most to contribute to the success of our city going forward. The third objection that seems to come up from time to time is, why doesn't the city use other money that it has already? And as I mentioned a minute ago, Edmond has operated forever under a sales tax structure. We currently in Edmond have the lowest sales tax anywhere in the Oklahoma City metropolitan area, where tax rate is 8.25%. Additionally, out of 18 different tax districts surveyed in Oklahoma County, Edmond has the second to lowest property tax at 104 mills. So how can we continue to have the lowest taxes, property and sales, and expect the greatest things for our community? It's just not sustainable. The other reason that sales tax is not a great idea is because it's much more expensive to bond. Ad valorem taxes are the least expensive way to borrow money for the city to build these items, to invest in our infrastructure. It has the most certainty as far as a return, and therefore it's the least expensive way to get those funds. If we were to use sales tax as a revenue, one, we wouldn't diversify our income at all. And sales tax revenue is up and down. It's volatile compared to ad valorem tax. The other thing with sales tax is the idea that we wouldn't diversify at all. So why would we have a business where we want one channel of income? That hasn't been true for any other community in our town, in our state. And it makes sense for us to make that wise decision going forward. So while sales tax sounds great, it's inequitable for the people that benefit from it. And I could argue with anybody the idea that, hey, I don't like paying taxes, but I do like the benefit of having a well-funded city that has diverse income, that has the resources to maintain its infrastructure and develop our public safety for the benefit of our citizens and continue to be an investment in our quality of life that we all enjoy. So while I understand it's not free, and rarely is anything that's good free, we have the opportunity to push Edmond continually forward. The reasons we came here will be the same reasons we should support the bond, because it will help us continue to elevate our quality of life and our city beyond what we ever imagined. And I think that's what's important for us as landowners. For us as citizens, we want to have the things that we enjoy. And there's a time and a place to pay for that, and the time is now. So the GO bond election is on November 5th. There's 3 items on your ballot. I hope you will join me in voting yes on all 3 bonds, for the public safety, for the infrastructure, and for the quality of life. And when you have friends that ask about it, tell them why, because we want to maintain Edmond. We want to maintain Edmond where it is and moving forward with the great quality of life that we enjoyed that brought us here, and we want to leave for the next generation. So thank you for your time. I hope we can count on your vote Tell your friends, vote yes on November 5th on the GO bond program for the city of Edmond. Thank you.